Yeah, gets it a better line, but the length was not good enough. And Elise Perry just continues on the form that we've seen right from the start of WBBL 09. It's timed nicely as well, but Barsby is reasonably square. And she hits that nicely. That'll give her confidence. Yes, it might not have got through the field. But as Perry gets it very fine, because Barsby is square. She picks up the boundary to finish off the first over. She also passes 500 runs against. Gets a short of the length ball and gets into a nice position.
Gosh, you just want that one to run away for her.
Oh, inside edge, it goes past leg stump, and that will be Perry's second boundary.
A little bit lucky there. Just swung a little bit too much and a little later.
Oh, and there it is again. It's a thicker inside edge. Yeah, through. And it's all about footwork there from Perry.
Yeah, Mshangwe is going to have to be really good here because Perry's not going to let her settle at 7-8.
And Perry wants to put a little dent in that economy rate of Mshangwe's in the power play at the moment.
A good chase there by Laura Woolhart.
Width, and she was nervous, Elise Perry, very nervous indeed, because she thought for a split second that Laura Woolhart was going to get her hands around it. She doesn't, and she finds another boundary. And that's a tempter, and Elise Perry decided to stay back and got herself caught up a little bit. Likewise, Mshangwe as well. Pace off, that's very straight indeed, a long, hard look. As Perry, with awareness, gets up and back for two. Sets herself early, does Bates. There's a chance for the catch, and there it is. The only change, really, is that it was a seamer that got Susie Bates this time. Katie Mack with the sharp catch. Sixers fans have been coming out in their droves to support them, but they haven't seen a lot of wins. There's the edge, through to Patterson. She continues her wonderful form. She'll keep those golden gloves with catches like those, and Gardner departs.
Yeah, really.
Cuts in the air to Mshangwe, who doesn't put that down. That is huge for the Strikers, because it's the captain of the Sixers and Elise Perry. Captain has two. She almost had three. Instead, she's been hit for the boundary for try-ons first.
They've had excellent success, and I've just spoken about the injuries. I just want to ask you, have you made changes to your action?
Really small processes, like the first goal being to get out of the sling. Oh, bugger.
Well done, and we might pause it there just in case you come out with anything else. It's lovely contact. That is absolutely flown. And then gets the low full toss, which is put away.
Yeah, it's almost as if it was on the cards there for a moment. You continue to see the ball.
Boulder. We've seen that delivery on this ground before. It was Tammy Beaumont in the Ashes. This time, though, it is Tilly Carmichael in the WBBL. Yeah, no need to run. A bit of need to duck and dive for both the bowler and the umpire. As Chloe Tryon might be thinking boundaries is the way to go here. Boulder. And all that hard work for Anissa Mshangwe is paying off now in the WBBL. She is a superstar for the Strikers. She just stands and then hobbles a little bit, does Chloe Tryon. I hope she didn't turn her back. She should have at least turned and watched that sail over the picket fence here at North Sydney. Oh, well, she's been caught out this time. The first time when she did the injury, she managed to get the right foot back in the splits. The second time around, though, maybe because of the injury. Pelly advances. It is skied. It won't make the boundary line. Adams settles herself underneath it, and it's 2 for 14 in the power surge for the Adelaide Strikers. 3 in a row. A hat-trick of dot balls to finish off the 20 overs here at North Sydney Oval. And Mac gets underway. Mac will be a little bit nervous too because she's on the blast. Hits down and through, and it gets past Perry for the first boundary in this run chase.
Yeah, well, I think she learnt from that previous shot. She knew.
That's some nice work there to the onside. Lauren Cheadle picked up both Laura Vulvart and Katie Mack, and through. And this is why she's right up the top of the golden bat at the moment. Katie Mack knocking on the door to try and get that.
Natural variation.
Vulvart decides to go aerial, running back with it. There's a bit of confusion, and in the end, they both just look at each other. Brown and Gardner. And oh, that'll do it. Don't worry about the fielders. Just go through the tight defence of Laura Vulvart. She's gone to 20 wickets in the season. Now it's McGrath on her favoured straight drive through the field. That's a handy way to get your innings underway.
Yeah, I think she'll be pretty happy to see that as well.
It dropped. Needed to make contact, and it goes reasonably fine here for McGrath. Will they take on the arm of Cheadle? They won't. Yeah, it does well there. Smith is after it, but really she can give up early.
Now, the early signs here from a Mac is that
areas that people play them.
That's great footwork, really good footwork, and the timing as well. What a highlights package Katie Mack will have at the end of this season. And the swing in the air, and it was heart and mouth stuff there for Katie Mack for the first ball, but it does find the boundary. She's set off very quickly. She knows the angle where she's hit that, Katie Mack, which means that she can just cruise back for the second.
she's just throwing out the one hand.
Katie Mack turning it on now here at North Sydney Oval. She's got a start, and as she has done right throughout this season, usually when there's that sweep shot, the traditional sweep shot, forward of square. That wonderful extension gives you the power. She's got the placement. She's bringing all the shots out now, is Katie Mack.
Yeah, the spinners doesn't let...
And then more touch. This time to the offside. She is in complete control of her innings and this run chase at the moment is Kate. Little scoop. Brings in the Sydney Sixer fielder on the boundary line in Kate Peterson. She doesn't drop that. What a breakthrough for the Sixers, because it's the in-form Katie Mack.
Expose them.
Long levers has Talia McGrath, so she doesn't need to always get all of it for it to go for the maximum. One hand, one bounce, sir. Thick outside edge, it flies. Cheadle didn't have a chance at all there as... Oh, that's nicely timed. Off the back foot and just used all the pace that was on offer from Perry. And that's one of the very, very best of them there from Bridget Patterson. Absolutely nailed that. To Boulder. There's that delivery that we saw so many times last season at this ground. Full, straight, and it's got to be good if it gets through the defences of Bridget Patterson.
A lot of pressure on Penna.
Penna gets a short delivery and quickly gets into position. So she might have only been out there for a moment in time, but she's picked up length well there. Adjusts and just out of reach of Gardner's left hand. And that just opens up the angle there for the boundary.
Because that they've lost now. They just have not allowed the opposition to build up the pressure, because they've played shots that go against the grain and go against the run of play. And that
squeezes it through. There's no Chloe Tryon in sight now. The ball goes over the boundary line. The Adelaide Strikers get their win. That's back-to-back wins for them. That has ensure that they will make finals. Likewise, the Perth Scorchers.